Hello and welcome to another episode in our Councillors Update series here on the Serenity Resource Connector, brought to you in partnership with the Clarendon Municipal Corporation. I am Winsome, and it is always a pleasure to host this forum where we learn so much about what the councillors are doing in their respective divisions across the parish of Clarendon. So we get to learn a lot about the different areas that they're supposed to be taking care of in the communities, what they're doing, how the resources are working out, and when the resources are not working out, what it is that they do to ensure that they continue to represent the people in their division. They also share some of the challenges that they're experiencing. They view the viewers' comment, and this is your reminder to share in the comments as the discussion progresses. You can share where you're joining us from, and if you have questions or comments for the councillors, you can feel free to share them. If this is your first time tuning in, a warm welcome to you. Thank you for those who went ahead and subscribed to the channel even before we went live. And while we're at it, let me greet Sharon Hay Webster, JP. Awesome. Thank you for joining us, Lady Hay Webster. Great to have you. Right. So we have with us Maple North and Thompson Town divisions for this episode. And we are going to be starting off with our councillor. Normally they said we put the lady first, but we are going to bring in the king first. Councillor Collin Henry for the Thompson Town division. Welcome, Councillor Henry.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. Let me say thanks. I really appreciate the fact that you were able to get me here and this platform to share some of the story. But before I share, let me say good evening to all the listeners, local and abroad, online. Good evening to the CEO, all the staff at the Clarendon Municipal Corporation, of course, our mayor, Mr. Winston Maraj, and of course, the people of the Thompson Town Division and more so Clarendon Northwestern. Thanks. Thank you very much and good evening. Good evening.
All right. It's a good thing you remember the people in the division, because
yes,
I have a lot to answer to after this.
Yes.
All right. So a lot has been happening. I've been seeing the posts on social media that you've been doing quite a bit. I'm not sure why we don't have any to share in this space, but Councillor Henry do have a social media page, Instagram and Facebook, with all the work that he has been doing in the Thompson Town division. So you can connect there and see the highlights. But he's going to be sharing what has been happening in the Thompson Town division. Let's start with one of the big ones. Infrastructure is always a big concern. And that's maybe one of the highest in terms of expenditure.
That's true.
And I know that the budget, council laid out in January that the budget is not very large. So tell us what's going on.
The truth is, it's never enough. And the truth is, it's never enough. But as it relates to infrastructure in the Thompson Town division, as it relates to Thompson Town division and infrastructure, road is one of our greatest challenge. As councillor, we are responsible for parochial roads. And so you would find the residents and citizens that lives on the parochial road. That is one of their main aim. They would ask you from time to time to get their road rehabilitated. The truth of the matter is the Clarendon Municipal Corporation just does not have enough funds to undertake all of these roads. But the truth is we have managed to rehabilitate a whole lot and still more to go, many more to go. over the past 6 years, I've managed to rehabilitate quite a number of roads right across the Thompson Town Division. I think I've gone 15 thus far. 15, and I still have more to go. I have some still on the list. For example, as we speak now, within the next week or two, the Orange Hill School Road will be rehabilitated in short order. I think that material have been ordered for that through the Road and Works Department at the Clarendon Municipal Corporation. And so we have to take them step by step, and that is the aim. That is the aim, to rehabilitate as much as possible, because we can't rehabilitate everything at once. We have just done some patching also on the Peace River Road from Victoria to Peace River. We have done some on the Pipe Hill Road that leads to the Thompson Town High School, and of course the primary school. And so we have a number of other roads that's slated to be rehabilitated in short order. The funds, or we would have come about the funds, two times you would get roads. You would get the opportunity to recommend two roads for your division per year. And so each one of those roads would, I think it's a 3 million. I think it's a $3 million you would have, the council would allocate to your division. And so that is what we would have to use to rehabilitate roads as we go along. So we have the opportunity, as I said before, to recommend two roads to the municipal corporation for rehabilitation.
Wow. And I've been learning that that 3 million covers even the transportation to take the
Even the
material
transportation,
all
and
the
and
way
just
up
to,
to the different
and just to
locations.
add to it, it is a serious cry for us that in the northern belt, because we would have to get the mall and the transportation and everything from all the way in Maypen. And so, when not saying that councillors and the flat have it easier, but the truth of the matter is they may be able to do more road than us in terms of the mileage and so forth.
Yeah.
Um, in the Thompson Town division, we have been struggling as it relates to getting mall here. We used to get mall from Jamalco in Mocha, which would make it much easier. For the past 2 to 3 um, months or 4 months now, we have to be taking the mall all the way from Milk River to Thompson Town. So you can just imagine the expense that and put on the pocket of the council. So the truth is, it's kind of difficult, but we still make it work for the people that we serve.
That's why they elected you, right?
Yes, that's right.
To make it
To
work.
make a way, to make it
Your
work.
colleague council, yes, your colleague councillors from up north have actually endorsed that in terms of the expense as it relates to haulage to get the materials up that side. The other area, are you having similar concerns as it relates to the electricity?
So we would have
The light poles and all of that. I understand there's still a number of areas that's not lit.
a number of areas we have encountered that problem here in the Thompson Town division. But I must tell you that lucky enough that um, we had applied for some of these areas to be properly regulated. For example, the Pine Piece in Victoria, there's a section of Peace River that the division border with reaches as well that needs to be properly regulated. Also, we have Comfort Hall in West Sudan. We have um, just about a number of them, Gloucester Meadows and so forth that need proper pole and lights and so forth. But last week Friday, I must give you the good news that last week Friday we
I
had a
love good
tour with
news.
the minister Darrell Vards, and also State Minister J.C. Hutchinson, along with the Member of Parliament, Mr. Philip Enriquez, and of course, the director from JCIF, who I think are tasked with the implementation stage of it. And we visit a number of these community, and it's a good look, and we're expecting this community to have the proper regulation in short order. So it was a blessing to see the minister here last week, and we're working to ensure that these people get the proper regulation that they need. That's so that we as councillor can install street lights. We can, the community are more safer once they have street lights. So yes, we are working towards that.
All right. And finally, on infrastructure for now, since we have to make way for the next councillor,
Yes.
as it relates to the public Wi-Fi, I see a lot of councillors showcasing public Wi-Fi. What's happening in Thompson Town as it relates to that?
All right. So in Thompson Town, we are fortunate enough with your hardworking councillor, of course, and the Clarendon Municipal Corporation, and so the current government of Jamaica, along with the Minister of Local Government. The Thompson Town Community Complex have been there for number of years. We have managed to get the Wi-Fi service there through the former minister Andrew Weekly, and so that complex is there. The COVID kind of slowed it down a bit because we had to close because of the whole COVID and so forth. But we're hoping to get back that up and running. The Wi-Fi is there, free. Persons have access to it. We have about 16 new computers that we have just received, maybe about 6 weeks ago. And within the next 2 to 3 weeks, we will be opening up that space so that persons can get their homework and printer and all that can be done there. Also, I think it's 3 weeks ago, we have managed to open a free Wi-Fi in the community of Victoria, of course. In the community of Victoria. And I have to say thanks to Dr. Daz, who led that team, along with the Member of Parliament also. So yes, the Thompson Town Division are in it. We are in it for the long haul, and we're making proper representation on behalf of the people.
All right. It sounds like Thompson Town and the Moko, because Moko had great reports too when it came on too. Because
Yes.
Councillor Morris was highlighting how many of his young people are actually working from home because of the good connectivity that's up there. So,
and the truth is, we would have realized that COVID-19 would have showed up a number of our weaknesses in terms of the internet and so forth. And so we understand that we have to go a little harder to get this precious commodity to the people, because parents will tell you that's one of the things that they have to spend a large sum on to get the student to log in classroom and so forth. So we realize that, and we're making sure that if that should ever happen again, the parents are equipped, students are equipped, and the division is in a better standing to face any challenges that may come.
Awesome. And as you mentioned, better standing is a good segue into what's going on in terms of economic development in the space. What's going on there?
As it relates to?
Economic development and the major development taking place?
Well, it's a rural area, but we managed to hold our own. Not much commercial building going up, but as it relates to residential building, I can tell you that we are in it, and people are building left, right, and center. And I must say that it's because of the calmness and where we situated in the northwestern Clarendon. You haven't have much violence or any crime taking place here, and so persons would want to reside within this safe place to grow their family, do business, and raise their and have a nice place to call home. In fact, several times you would have persons approach me that they want, just a plot of land anywhere in Thompson Town. A matter of fact, about 2 weeks ago, I was approached by a teacher at the Thompson Town High School. She's not from here. She fall in love with the Thompson Town Division. And so, as I said before, as it relates to residential, we are doing big things in Thompson Town. And this is the type of division and the community that we want to build to ensure that we can, go out and work and come home and have a safe place that they call home.
Indeed. That's a wonderful, wonderful attribute to have. Right. So, with all of that, what's going on in terms of cleanliness when you're talking about any collection of garbage and those kind of Do you have any challenges in that area?
Now and again, we will encounter a little problem as it relates to the garbage collection. It's not bad though. I must say that it's not bad. It has been eased. The government had brought in some 50 trucks, new trucks, and that have working well for us in the Thompson Town division. The truth is, now and again, you will might have a truck that is down, but I have Mr. Bennett who is in charge of this area that seems to be working miracle, and I don't know how we do it, but I can tell you this much that I haven't have much backlog as it relates to garbage. And if I do, he will pull in trucks from elsewhere to ensure that the garbage are collected and time. So we have not have much of that in here. Once I pick up my phone and I call, something will be done. But they have their regular schedule that they work on. But if needs be, then and I am the counselor who will visit the area. I roam these streets, so I am the counselor that is basically hands on to see what is happening in the street there. So I haven't have much backlog as it relates to solid waste or any problem with them.
Okay. And any other environmental issue that we can look at? We have dengue going around now. How's Thompson Town in terms of
I spoke.
investigation, if any?
Well, I heard there's a few cases here in Thompson Town, but as it relates to the environmental health aspect of it, as it relates to drain cleaning and so forth, we have just undertaken a number of drain cleaning, a number of drains that we have cleaned over the past, 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago through the Clarendon Municipal Corporation. There are more out there to be cleaned, but at the end of the day, we have to take our time and we have to do it step by step, but we have managed to clean some of the major ones so that the water can run off. And you notice we have been getting a lot of rainfall and so forth.
Yes.
And so I think it was very timely for when we clean those drains. So it has been working well in the Thompson Town division. Not much of hiccups here. We have managed to be, engage in the necessary entity to ensure that the people have a safe environment.
Fantastic. All right, let's pause so you can catch your breath while we acknowledge some of our awesome live audience. All right, good night, good night. I see a lot of good night, pleasant evening, wonderful. Sharon Siblings is saying wonderful. Hi, Shakira, Herbert Simpson, Evadne Smith. We have Laura Paris, we have Claudia Blackstock, and we have Calvin McLean, who is declaring that he's new to this platform. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And to all our new members of the Serenity Resource Connector community, welcome. And be sure to become a solid member of the community by subscribing, setting your notification, and sharing, of course, so others can see the good stuff that we are doing here in this space. All right. So we're going to leave in terms of your engagement with your division until later on when we have both counselors on screen. But share with us, what is your vision for the Thompson Town division?
All right, so my vision is very clear for the Thompson Town division. The vision I have for the Thompson Town division is to make the Thompson Town division one of a model so that persons within and around elsewhere can adapt and copy what we have here in the Thompson Town division. And the truth is, we have started it. We have started to do the necessary things that we need to do in terms of putting in proper infrastructure, in terms of putting in mild water supply, in terms of putting up the street lights, and in terms of making sure that we have a safe community. And so the vision I have for here is to, as I said, is to see one of a model and one that persons from elsewhere would want to live here, would want to reside here. Returning resident can feel free to come home and call the Rock of Thompson Town their home. And so our mission is clear and our vision is clear. And if you ask the people that I serve, they will tell you that Councillor Henry is on a mission to ensure that Thompson Town Division is one of our mother.
All right. It seems that you have written the vision and made it very clear. So those around you can run with it, right?
Yes.
All right. Let's welcome, is it Colonel Charles Jr. joining us from Canada? MP, welcome. Great to have you. All right. Delia Francis, greeting you, our loyal counselor.
Yes.
Big up my counselor. Good job. All right. Sir McDonald. All right. Fantastic. All right. So we're going to leave a little more of what Councillor Henry has to share until later on when we bring both councillors on screen.
Not
so
a
Councillor
problem.
Henry, yes, is going to make way now for Councillor Williams of the Maple North Division. Welcome, Councillor Williams.
Good night to all my people from the Maple North Division. I see most members of my executive body right here, and I want to welcome them and to big them up. And also your loyal viewers that are here, and also to our CEO for giving us this opportunity. That's the CEO, Mr. Ruben Blake from the Clarendon Municipal Corporation, and also to our mayor, Winston Mirage, and to all my team members that are on this live here, to say to you, thank you very much.
Awesome. I hope your connection stays up. We're kind of going in and out, but I trust that it will stay up so you can share the awesome stuff. Welcome, Shanicia. Is that it? From the States? Great to have you. All right, Sharon Sibley's bigging up our counselor. All right, thank you all so much for tuning in. And I must mention this. Councillor Williams actually shared her divisional report. And I must tell you, I'm really impressed. It paints a vivid picture. And but I'm going to allow her to share. But some of the things that stood out for me, because for those who have been with the Serenity Resource Connector community for some time, you should know by now that one of the values of this space is collaboration, partnership. So when I saw Councillor Williams sharing in collaboration with, through the continued support of, it's kind of connected on a different level. So Councillor Williams, tell us some of those projects that you have been working in collaboration with others on, and you outlined the different communities in your division, which was wonderful, but I'm going to allow you to share the great news.
Maple North Division is one of those divisions that when I came here, I got the chance to fill a very big shoe. And that very big shoe that I had to fill was that of Melvin Jones, who passed away in December of 2017. And he was a stalwart. He did great work. And in order for me to continue of the former council and also the vision of our member of parliament, there are many stops that I have to pull out. So I made sure that on my team, I have project writers, and I try to get as much information from about which agencies I can get assistance from. So I tend to do a lot of project writing, as I said, with the help of my executive members. And through those, that I managed to get additional programs. Because as Councillor Henry said earlier on, you're given 2 roads per year. I've been a councillor for 5 years. That would make me to have gotten 10 roads, but yet still have done over 14 roads. And that is thanks to my first major project, which was done through JSIF, where an entire community has been built out in Treadlight Commons. That was my former playground. I used to play and all of those things in that space, and that space is now a community built up by JSIF, and thanks to the assistance from our member of parliament that have collaborated with me in doing a lot of these projects. Treadlight Commons is now a reality that was hanging there for some time. JSIF has also added new blocks to the Treadlight Primary School and has torn down the fence up the front and have given the school a new facelift. And I have also collaborated with SDF, Social Development Fund, where they have given me a brand new multipurpose court right there in Treadlight that has a value of almost $5 million. That too was another project writing. If you even racetrack, there's a section of racetrack road that has just been completed, and I up my Minister Mackenzie, that is the Minister of Local Government, that allotted that money for to resurface over 500 meters of the racetrack road that was in a terrible condition. So along with the help from the Municipal Corporation, partnerships from various agencies are very, very important. And as a councillor, that is the way to go forward in getting projects done. The Clarendon Municipal Corporation has limited funding, and because their funding is limited, there are many things that as councillors we will want to do, but we are not able to do it. And in order for us to do it, we have to go there. There's TEF, where I approached my member of parliament to get assistance from TEF to rebuild a section of the Buckner Community Center, and we managed to get that money where I was able to retrofit a space. And when we're closing out, I will tell you more about what is going to be done with that space come next week, Tuesday, where we set up a computer area where we had it AC, putting AC in there. We put in computer decks, we retrofitted the kitchen. We have numerous amount of appliances where we'll be starting a skill training center in Buckner in short order. And I am not one that stands alone, but teamwork, they say, is what makes the dream work. And those are some of the ways that that I was able to make sure that I've gotten the work done across the Maypen North Division. As you said during my divisional report that you have looked on, I chose to do a lot of roads in areas where there was no road. There's a place called Andy's Nights where when I went there and I talked to a gentleman that lived there over 40 years, and he said, "Councillor, I've been living here," and I've known him to be living in that space. And I was able, I think you have the slide there to show how that road, what it was like until it was done with assistance from the municipal corporation, where we got a special allocation at one point in time. I think it was $5 million, if I'm correct, where I had that entire road. This avenue, that is a new road. There is Dorking. Yes, that's the road, right? And if you look on the picture, the rains came and we were there on. You see myself and the officers and the workers standing right there, that we stood in the rain because we decided that we would not allow the asphalt to be spoiled. So we worked until 10 o'clock that night to make sure that road was rehabilitated. And these are some of the things that I enjoy doing. And because when I can change the life of people, it causes me to know that I am fulfilling purpose and that I'm not just here passing time, but I'm called to serve and I'm doing the job of a servant. So when I know that a lot of times, like, persons will say, how comes this councillor is doing so much work? So I will re-emphasize, it is a lot of writing that has been done by my team that has caused us to be doing more work than the ordinary. Report each year as the councillor, we do back to school from funding that is given from the local government minister. And each year, as a woman always knows how to share and how to do things. So each year I make sure that I stretch that money right across the division along with assistance from our member of parliament. And this year, in collaboration with my member of parliament, I was able to do 160 back to school vouchers. And those vouchers, when I say back to school, I'm not talking about small amount of money, but very good, decent size, because we know that the prices for textbooks are very high. And I have to big up my member of parliament for always standing with his councillors. We as councillors are the ones that spends the money of our member of parliament, the Honourable Henry. And we know that there will never be another like Henry, but we have to do what it is in order for us to continue to be a team and to make sure that we're fulfilling the mandate that we have called to do to increase infrastructures. So across the Mapen North Division, there's a lot of roads that have been done. We have a situation though with street lighting. We have areas that are without street lighting, and we are anxiously waiting our local government minister when he releases street lights so that we can improve the, to take away some of the dark spots that we have so that persons can feel more comfortable when they go out at nights and they return back home. We have launched across the division 2 Wi-Fis, one in Buckner and one in Pleasant Valley. And I will emphasize on Pleasant Valley because that is a community that you would say it's by itself. You have to travel a little distance to go there. Pleasant Valley is one community that is closer to Moko than to Mapen itself. And that was one of my first promise that I made as a councillor when I became a councillor in 2018, to make sure that the people in that space get access to internet. And I am proud to say that in collaboration with our Member of Parliament, the Universal Service Fund, Pleasant Valley now enjoys free internet service where persons can come out in their square and sit down and go on their phones. The school is also able to access internet, and so that young people can get to do their homeworks. Because you have a lot of high school students now coming that area. They no longer have to come to the town of Mapen to get internet access, because as I said, it's a little remote community, and we have done a great job with giving them Wi-Fi access. And I know that the people in Pleasant Valley, they're very happy to know that I've given them that promise that we have kept, and we continue to move on and to do greater things across the Mapen North Division.
Wow. And that is not even all of the report, but wow, that's quite a bit done there in terms of infrastructure. But outside of infrastructure, you've also been touching lives in terms of training. Tell us about that.
Yes.
Partnership with Heart, the young people.
The government is calling on young people to become empowered through skill training. And I am one councillor that Mr. Zika Brown and Dr. Sasha Shimiu knows very well, because they know that I'm going to be coming knocking on their door ever so often. We, myself, along with the Treadlight CDC and the Buckner CDC, we have put on a lot of training sessions where we train young people. But apart from collaborating with the CDCs, I do take them when I see them, and I bring them. I didn't get to send you any pictures of me going into hard trust numerous amount of times with these young men to make sure that they get into program. Right now, I can speak of one young man that I met about a month ago during the summer, and I decided that he needs to go into, he wants to become a draftsman. And even this evening when I was at the AGM meeting for lay magistrate, I was there talking to Dr. Shimiu saying, listen, I want to make sure that this young man gets in, and she has reassured me, Mr. Councillor, I'm going to do it for you. Because when you change the life of a young person, especially if they're coming from a family background that has a culture of persons saying the family they're not going away. And when you're able to change the life of someone in that family, it brings joy. I am one person that youth empowerment and skill training. They will tell you, we can't go to Costa to talk to her about 50 chicken because she's gonna run me. Because I'm gonna say, you're 22 years old. Why are you talking to me about 50 chickens and 5 bags of feed? What is it that you love? The government has made Heart Trust now even free. Tell me what is it that you want to do, and I'm going to make sure that you get into that product, into that area. Why I emphasize, I myself is a product of Heart Trust NTA. My son, that is a computer engineer, did his training at VDTI in Gordon Town. After a year of going to NCU, he came to me and he said, Mommy, did I tell you that I want to become a pastor? I said, why? He said, I've done 32, 32, what? I don't remember the name though, that he did. And he said to me, Mommy, more than 20 of them, they're teaching me religion. I don't want to become a pastor. And when I did my research, it took me to VDTI in Mandeville and in Gordon because I want to go into Kingston. And I took him there. He enrolled in VDTI. He's now a computer engineer. He writes programs. He does graphic designs. Repairs computer. I know the beauty of getting a skill, because when you go through those programs, they just don't give you theory. You have to do practical work as well. Yes, I am a front desk. I am trained in front desk part. I am trained in sales and marketing through Hard Trust. I do business administration and it's through Hard Trust. And I'm now doing human resource. And it is through level 5, that's a degree program, and it is through Hard Trust. So I know the beauty of getting a skill.
Leading by example too.
Yes, I am.
Right. And I see you showcasing some of even the young entrepreneurs in your division, which is an awesome initiative that you have taken on. Keep up the good work. But you not only touch the lives of the young people, you're also involved in a program for the elderly. Share with us about that one.
All right, there's a program that myself and my executive members do that we choose various communities across, because our division consists of over 14 communities. So each month we choose a different community and we go in there and we bring packages for the elderly that are living in there, especially the ones that they live alone. And I also have members of my team that would go in from days. If we see an elderly living in a space that needs to be cleaned, I have a team that would go in and clean their houses for them to make sure it is fresh and nice. Mm-hmm. And even persons that are mentally challenged, they will do that too, clean up their spaces. I don't often show a lot of these things on social media because persons can be very funny with those things. But my elderly program, which is sponsored by various business persons and also my member of parliament, that takes in where we go in and we visit elderly persons and we deliver food to them to make sure that they have a food. And I share one quick testimony with you. I remember one Sunday I went into a community and I was calling this gentleman and I was not hearing him, and I opened this gate, and then when I went in, he was in the back because he has an outside kitchen cooking. And I said to him, "What are you cooking?" He said to me, "I am cooking some potatoes." And I said, "What are you going to have with that?" He said, "I only have my little seasoning that I'm going to cook up to have with it." And I said, "Isn't God awesome?" And he said, "All the time." And I said, "Guess what? I'm here to bring you food." And I said, "In this bag, you have something that you can cook up for your little salting." And when he hugged me, my heart was so full, I began to cry, to say, God is an on-time God. He brought me to that very community because he knew that there was someone there that needed that food in that bag to make sure that they had something that to eat for that evening. And we have to, I can't leave God out of nothing that I'm doing.
Oh, no. At the center of it all. The mere fact that we're in this space, it's only God. But that's a story for another time. Herbert Simpson is sharing that. Yes, Councillor, using it no free Wi-Fi. Big up, not only promise, it has been fulfilled. So he's able to tune in on his free Wi-Fi. Look at that.
That's from Pleasant Valley. Big up my Pleasant Valley family. Yes.
Amazing. All right, Councillor, I know you have a whole lot because I'm sure the viewers are wondering, with all of that she just shared, and we have so many roads to be done, what else could she be coming with? But you have some awesome upcoming plans. Share with us quickly what those are.
Well, next week, Tuesday, the 31st of October, myself and the Member of Parliament, in collaboration with the Buckner Concerned Citizen, we will be opening up a homework center in the heart of Buckner at the Buckner Community Center. And our special guest will be Sir Patrick Hallin. And to have a man like Sir Patrick Hallin come in, you know that it must be a big thing. So I have to thank our Member of Parliament for his tremendous efforts and work in getting that space ready so that the Buckner Concerned Citizen was able to write for a plan from DNG, where they were successful in garnering some money to do the homework center. So as I said before, everything is a team effort. So come next week, Tuesday, we will be opening up that homework center, and we are inviting various persons to come on down and to share in that moment where we'll be showcasing that reason why Buckner is one of those communities that have been stigmatized for years. And we want people to know that there are good things that can come out of Buckner. We have doctors and teachers and lawyers coming out of Buckner, and we want to make sure that we continue on that pathway to greatness. We are also writing a project for the Bushy Park community. There's a lovely cricket pitch there, and we have approached TEF in collaboration with our Member of Parliament, and we're putting together a project that will see a park coming there, and also to enhance that playing area with changing rooms among other facilities that will be coming in short order, because that space needs improvement, because Bushy Park is known for cricket. They have a lovely cricket team coming there. And my team and myself will also be launching the Voice Foundation, Tanya Williams Voice Foundation, that will cater to teenage mothers. I am a product of a teenage mother, in the sense that, no, my son is a product of a teenage mother. My apologies. I had my first child when I was very young at 16, but that did not stop me from getting to where I am. So I'm launching a foundation that will cater to teenage mothers and to youths that are doing well in sports, but they're vulnerable and need assistance in getting to school. I'm not hearing.
Oh, I had to take a sip of water just now to digest all of that. Wow.
And one other thing, there's another community that I have on another far end called Mundletown in New Longsville. We have just measured up their space, and again, I have to pick up my Member of Parliament. They too, coming in the month of August, they too will be getting free Wi-Fi in that space, because where they're situated, there's no internet service within that space, and the Wi-Fi is coming. It has measured, the work has started, and we can't wait for us to go there and launch that Wi-Fi.
Let me bring in Councillor Henry so we can celebrate together, because both of you councillors came in with all this good news, and you know that I love good news, right?
Yes.
All right. Some comments here. Juanita Brand, loving set of ambitious residents in your division, Mr. Henry, and you are speaking the truth. All right. And we have a mayor in the virtual house bidding his councillors good night. Good night, Mayor. Thank you for tuning in. Amazing. A lot of awesome stuff you all are up to. The vision for Maypen North Division, I think we pretty much get it based on all the report that you shared and the upcoming. So we'll leave some of that for another time. But right now, something that I've asked some of the other councillors in terms of how you communicate with your division. What I've noticed about both of you councillors, because you're all connected with Serenity Resource Connector, many moons ago before we even
Yes.
reached any number of subscribers. Right. So
Yes.
I noticed that you do a lot of social media work on social media. So all the awesome stuff, because even some of those good stuff that you were mentioning that you haven't shared in this space, they're all over there on social media. So tell us, what's your communication plan in reaching your division? And do you just cater to those who are still living in the division? Councillor, let's give Councillor Williams throw it a little time to rest. Go ahead, Councillor Henry.
Okay, thank you. And I must say that Councillor Williams, you have hit the ball running and you have been doing a great work. And I know that the people in your division really feel proud of you. And we are proud of you. I must tell you that up front. All right. But as it relates to communication in my division and to communicate with my people, to the caring government, and our Minister Mackenzie, he had made some assistant, some office assistant available. And so I have a office in the Thompson Town division. First councillor to open an office in the division. First. And so that office open 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 10 to 4. And I have a secretary there. And so persons would stop by my office for sure to, voice their concern, to make their recommendations, and so forth. And so I mostly sit in office every Wednesday. Also, the social media play a big role because we are in this digital space now. And so my WhatsApp group for sure is up and running, where I have a whole lot of persons in it, not just work, but persons who want to join. The Facebook as well, where we interact with persons from within the division and persons right across the diaspora. Also, our IG page is up, our TikTok page is up. So getting the information out is it's not hard, it's pretty easy. And another thing that I use, I have also a roster. So I visit my areas within every 2 weeks, I would visit these communities. So I would know that 2 weeks now I haven't gone into Mount Pleasant or I haven't gone into Wanstead or in Orangeville. So it's time for me to visit these people who might, having a challenge to reach me at my office, or even the elders who would have it a little bit difficult to go on the social media or in the social media space. So the communication it's pretty good. We managed to move around the division and to meet our people for those of who can't meet us at the office. So it is pretty clear.
Wow. Love that. You have a roster. So you're not one of those politicians where it's only when election time comes they see you.
Not at all. Not at all. I would and just to say a few things that Councillor Williams have made mention of outside of the Clarendon Municipal Corporation. Because as she would have mentioned that the Clarendon Municipal Corporation don't have enough resources. And being a councillor, our job is way past our job description. Sometimes you would have to take on some things that are way outside of the box. But if you're a caring councillor, if you're a councillor who is working for the people, you would have to do it. And so the JCF is one that I have benefited from as well with the Springfield Road. Also rural water have benefited from with the pump house that was out for about 32 years. And now the community of Springfield and Windsor have been getting water. Also, I myself benefited, and the community of Smithville benefited at large from a multi-purpose court as well. And so I just want to agree with Councillor Williams that you have to go outside of the box and don't sit and rely on the Clarendon Municipal Corporation in order to get things done within your division. And that will make you a successful councillor. That will make you one who would care for your people even more.
I tell you, Councillor Williams, your communication strategy.
I use a lot of my member of parliament would say, Tanya, every time I look and I open my phone, you're on some social media platform blogging. And I want you to know that being on these social media platforms does not win elections. And I often said to him, sir, yes, I know. So I blog a lot. I showcase my work. Because sometimes you would go into a community and there are persons that you would not get to see based on the time frame that you've gone in there. So when you do these projects, you would put it on your social media platform, because sometimes person would even pass you doing a project and they won't even stop to look at what you're doing, but then they will go on the social media platform to see what is there. So I use social media platform. I use up a lot of WhatsApp, but I also do community visits. I am one counselor. If you go through my social media platform, you will see I have days when I will go and sit on the roadside with my people. I will chit chat. I will play a game of domino, play a game of Ludi. Sometimes we dip on the corner where I drink some bag juice and eat some bulla and pear and all of them things there. So I interact with them, because it's through these interactions that they will begin to feel comfortable, that they'll be able to share certain intimate things about their lives with you, so that you can help to change their lives. So even though we use those platforms, we have to make sure that you visit your communities. You don't want to be known as the council that just come to visit during election season. No matter how your communities love you, they will go astray from you if they're not seeing you in person. Because it is when they see you in person, they begin to say, council, I'm still fix one road, on the so I'm to my road. That's how you begin, you'll be able to explain to them that, listen, I have 2 allocations, but I have written for outside assistance. I am waiting to get that assistance so that I can do something for you. But when you hide away from it, I have community when I go in there and then cuss me out, but what me I go do? Me just stand up and me just listen. And after them make them cuss me out and me stand up and me listen, then me start talk to them and me and them turn back friend, because there and then they begin to understand why is it that you're not able to do something for them that they want to do, because the resources that you have are limited. But once you show them that love and you communicate with them effectively, they ain't gonna go anywhere.
That's true.
Awesome. Yeah, you have to use a mixed strategy, because what worked in the past not gonna work now.
No, different era.
Because what we have to remember is that we are not just catering to those who live in the constituency. It's a global space, and the Jamaicans who are living outside, they want to know what's going on. So they want to know what's going on in their communities, whether they have relatives still living there or not. So, and I know that they're going to have a lot of influence too on what happens on the ground.
Yes.
Even though they are not.
May I add too that a lot of them, because of what they see that are happening, they still have their votes in those communities. And if they love what you're doing, when it's election season, they will come back home to vote. And they will influence their relatives that are here to say, listen, you have to come out here and go vote because your councillor is doing well or your member of parliament is doing well. So it's important to put your work out there. Not that you're showing off, but you're showcasing what is it that you're doing, so that not just your people in your local space, but globally will begin to understand and see the work of what you're doing and begin to pick up on your vision. And may I say to Mrs. Witter, a lot of times your vision, they help you to carry your vision, and they also open doors for you to get sponsorship to do things. That you reach persons that you weren't able to reach locally, that can help you to. Sometimes they work through CDCs to send back stuff when you're having back to school and all of those things. Those things are done from persons who see the vision that you're carrying and help you to birth that vision.
That's right.
I mean, I just had to.
Yeah, before you come in, Councillor Henry, because if they're like me, I vote based on the work that you're doing, not because of. So if you want my vote, and I guess a number of other people vote, you better be doing some real work, impactful work, right? All right, go ahead, Councillor Henry.
Yeah. No, I wanted to just add to the point that you had made earlier on, as it relates to persons who live overseas, and we blog a lot and they're following us. But it's also encourage them to come back home to build, because when they look in their community, they will also see that the level of development that is taking place in there, they get jealous and said, listen, I have to go back home to build. in my neighborhood. So it's helped a lot. It's helped a lot.
Fantastic. All right. Thank you so much, Ishmael Francis. He believes that this program needs a space on television because not only Jamaica, but the world need to know what councils are doing. Good job to both. All right. Here's the rationale for this space, Ishmael. If you miss it on television, you're probably not going to see it again. But the beauty about it is that you have a link that you can share. And even when councillors and I pass on, those who come after will see the work that they would have done and the other councillors in the space. So here's how you can help. You can share the link. So those who are not able to be here live, they can watch it at their convenience, listen to it even while they're doing their weekend chores. So you can share. All right. And earlier, Sharon Hay Webster, respect to both councillors. Got to share that. As someone who is outside of Clarendon, we got to take that. All right. Thank you so much for making the time to
also, Mrs. Witter, I'm Geneva Gordon Bailey. That's a councillor from St. Anne. Welcome, Geneva, and thank you for being here with us.
Great.
All right. Geneva came in later on. I think Geneva came in. Right. Welcome, welcome. All right. I know you're loving the awesome stuff that we're doing over here in Clarendon, but Councillor Williams will hook you up.
Yes.
Amazing councillors. I just love the awesome news. And I know that the other councillors were to come. We have 4 more divisions to go. Can you believe it? 4 more divisions to go to RAB for 2023. We started, we had 2 councillors each month, except for August when they took a break. Right. So we have had 2 councillors each month, except for January, where Mayor doubled up as the councillor for the Rocky Point and Mineral Heights division. But outside of that, each month we have highlighted the work being done in 2 divisions. And we had councillors from the 2 different parties on screen at the same time. So we want to highlight that, hey, although you see them wearing different colors representing different parties, they're able to be in a space and share the work that they're doing and what they'd like to see done. And they have similar concerns and they are looking for the resources that they can continue to support their divisions. Councillors, all right, so you have a lot of digging up going on in the space there. Councillor Henry, any upcoming activity in your space?
Most definitely, as a caring councillor, we're always out there looking it for our people and stuff. And so I want to just wanted to make mention of the Ministry of Health and Wellness will be undertaking a major rehabilitation program at the Thompson Town Community Health Center. A large scope of work expected to be done there in short order, and it is one that we are welcoming because health is your wealth, and having a comfortable space when you're sick, I think nothing beats that. It makes you even feel better before you even see the doctor. Once the space is comfortable, and so forth, the persons that work there, the nurses and so forth, they're overwhelmed. They're feeling good knowing that after working for a number of years in a certain condition, that will be improved in short order. Also, I want to make mention of the Windsor. We are about to lay out some pipes there so the rest of the residents can get water in their pipe in that area. First, something that has never been there before. So that is coming. We have ordered the pipe now and we are about to lay them maybe in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Road repair will be done also on the Thompson Town High School, the Thompson and the Primary School Road. That will be done in short order. Also, the Pigeon Cove Road in Victoria slated to be rehabilitated. And of course, we have the top quarter to Carney, which shared by myself and Councillor Mundle from the Frankfield division. That one is slated to get done as well. That one will be done by JCIF. And for sure, tomorrow, I know through the work of the Member of Parliament, we will be handing over 2 of those houses that the Prime Minister that program, the whole program. So 2 of those houses will be handed over tomorrow. And so there are many more things in there, many more things to come, many great things to come. And we are just continue pressing on, we're continue writing the projects, we're continue to lobby in different agencies so that we can, our dreams and our vision can be a reality.
Love it. All right. And you have been showing what they say on social media, showing the receipts to see that the work is not just the talk, but the work is actually being done. And it will be done because of your approach. It's in collaboration. And you mentioned other councillors, which is great because the other councillors mentioned that they've been working very closely. Your names were called on previous councillors update to say that they work closely with you for the adjoining areas with the 2 divisions.
Yes.
So kudos to that. Whether you are J or you're P, it doesn't matter. It's all about the big P, the people. All right. Fantastic. And as we're talking about all of that upcoming events, we have another first in Clarendon. We're going to be hosting, we're taking or expanding rather our week 2 episode of the Community Safety and Security Forum. We are going to be doing a Community Safety and Security Expo where we're bringing all the safety entities in the space together. We're talking about police, fire, health, the municipal corporation through their disaster preparedness team. We have the bank said they want to be in on it, so they're going to be showcasing financial security. Jamalco is in because they want to be highlighting workplace safety. Early childhood commissions on board. They want to be highlighting safety in our early childhood institution. And for those who have been in the community from last year, we did an entire series, January to December 2022, with the Early Childhood Commission on early childhood development. So you want to check that out to learn what's went on there. We also have NWC supposed to be coming on board to highlight water safety, heart, food safety, and a host of other things, workshops on cybersecurity and all those good stuff. And I'm thanking my councillors in advance, or MPs in advance for making it a date. It's going to be Tuesday, November 21st at the Wembley Center of Excellence. And I'm happy that Colonel Charles Jr. was on. I hope he's still here. It's his constituency. And it's going to be Councillor Cian Barneswell division. I think I got that right. So we're expecting the support of all to make this an awesome affair. All hands on deck. And for those who are connected and you want to send your support, it's a similar format to this one where it's free to the public. So we're taking sponsorship. So let me drop the WhatsApp number in the comments and you can WhatsApp support to this number. And I'll be happy to receive your support so we can feed the people who are coming out, right? Yeah, these grand ideas, they take money.
Yes.
And I thank you so much in advance for your support as we continue on this mission to inform, educate, and empower our people. All right. All right. Vereen joined us a little after she's sharing that hard trust is the way to go. So many of us in the Thompson Town Division have been certified through the program, all because of our councillor, Mr. Collin Henry. All right. Fantastic.
And before we go, Mrs. Witter, I just want the people of Bushy Park to know that we have started a procurement for the Mahogany Glaze Road. That's the main road going into Bushy Park Mews and Bushy Park Phase 2. The Municipal Corporation has started a procurement, and that road should start sometime in the month of November so that they can drive home smoothly to ease the stress, and to also to the people in Bottom Road, in Buckner, their road, the project has been written and we await the response as we procure funding to do their drains and to rehabilitate that roadway that is in need of some repairs.
Awesome. Thank you, Sir Francis. And for the others who will share the link so others can see the awesome work that the councillors are doing. And not just the councillors, we have Culture Corner on first Thursdays. We have Community Safety and Security on second Thursdays. Third Thursdays, Community Corner, where we're highlighting, and you might see some familiar face from your communities, different organizations that are doing purpose work. Fourth Thursdays, as you know, it's Councillors Update. And on fifth Thursdays, we have our youth leaders in the space sharing what they have been up to. All right, there's a comment here from someone who was indicating that he or she wants some road. I think it's cow pasture or something, which a few councillors have that in your division.
Cow pasture?
Let me make sure I got it right. Cow pond, not pasture, cow pond. Councillor T.
Oh, that's a section. We have fixed one section of that road, and there's another section to be fixed. That's in Pleasant Valley, Cow Pond.
Ah, Cow Pond. All right. Thank you all so much, councillors. Thank you so much for sharing. Keep up the good work that you're doing. And for the other councillors who have gone before, thank you so much for all that you do with the little that you have been given. And we continue on this mission as you continue to serve. All right.
Can I say thank you very much for having us on this platform. It's really a pleasure. It's a blessing. And thanks to all the viewers. And I also want to say thanks to the people of the Thompson Town Division who continue to have me as their local representative. And I just want to remind them that I am their humble servant. They are my boss. God bless you. Thank you.
Amen. Fantastic.
So true. Thank you very much to all your viewers. Thank you very much to my team that has been on board supporting me, and to let the people know that I am a servant and I'm called to serve, but not to be served. And that's the way for me. I am one that takes corrections, and I'm humble to be their leader while they lead me. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Good night, Audrey. Thank you, Councillor Morris. All right. Have a great one. See you same time next week for another setting here on the Serenity Resource Connector. I am Winsome, and it's always a pleasure to serve you. Have a great night.
Good night, everyone. Bye.